Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Under 10, 10.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Mike 52. Got you, boy. Check.
On first down, Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage, down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run it with Ballage. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now Rosen on first down. This is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pickup there, a 22.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
Here's a run with Ballage. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kalen Ballage taking it in. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The point after is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
That's it, buddy. We got work.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. He finds an opening past the 40. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, 75 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. Jump. Check.
They'll run here with Balaj. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. Switch. Check the hot read. Check. Name on that. Check hot. Check 4.
Balaj. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 11 now. Rosen. And this is caught. It's Parker. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. That's complete to Meredith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Come on,
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
Alert, alert, alert. Check 26, check 26. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Now Balaj. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Monday. 80. 49 to Mike. 49 to Mike. Go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
From the 38, Rosen. Pressure comes and down goes Rosen. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. Spine. Monday.
From the gun, it's Rosen. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. These two teams all tied after one. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are.
Pilot, 64, weak. Bang.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Obi Melifonwu. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Week 4 of the preseason, last chance here to make an impression. You know he wanted to play mistake-free football, but that just went by the wayside.
Like a lawyer, this is his closing argument. Now it goes to the hands of the jury, and you know who the jury is. The coaching staff. They've got to decide whether he's the guy, he's going to make the roster, what it's going to be for him. Mistake-free football is exactly what he was after. Unfortunately, he didn't get it.
Yeah, and it's magnified with him being a rookie. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. The corner, Perry Nickerson, had the tackle.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Tighten up. Check 50. Check 50. Big Dan.
from the gun. It's a give to Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Buddy up, D, Mike, sit. Hustle. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here, come get some. He don't want it.
A first throw for the backup Griffin. Going up top. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. By the way, as we expected, most of the starting units out here in the second quarter. So get your 2 deep, your 3 deep, your 4 deep ready for this one.
If you have a particular favorite who wasn't a high draft pick or is an undrafted free agent trying to make the team, this is the time to watch him play and give it his best shot. Because most of the starters, you're exactly right, they'll be out of the game watching the rest of the way.
Second and 10 now. Griffin. And the pressure getting to RG3. He's brought down for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney, his second sack of the night.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
So it's third and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. From the shotgun, Griffin. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Following the penalty, Anderson. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On second down now, it's Anderson, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. To throw is RG3. And that will be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And his kick is indeed good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
When you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Topper!
2nd and 5. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 1st down, Peoples. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Hey, a sidebar worth noting is that preseason cuts have changed. So week 3 that we're in right now, the preseason, I think, what'd you say, the roster's going to stay at 90 instead of going down to 75 this year?
That's exactly right, Brandon, because in the past, just what you said, this game here, at the end of week 3, or game 3, you would cut the roster down to 75 and play game 4 just like that. In this case now, though, they're going to be able to keep guys all the way through. So guys who would normally not have a chance to finish out the preseason, they'll get that chance now and get more opportunities to get on tape.
A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2 minutes remaining in the 1st half. 10-7, our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our 1st half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Going on the ground with Homer. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
They'll run this with Homer. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Hey, Foxtrot.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And it's caught. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
Protein spill. Hey, check 24. Check 24. 25. Rock it. Hey, high 7. 2.
He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal.
Check 52. Yo, cheetah.
Second and 3. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Christian Wilkins able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Back to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. John Ursua in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. That is a near-perfect end-of-half drive right there.
And we've seen that many times from the best in the league. But do you really expect to see it done that well by a rookie? And how about the timing? Finishing it almost near the zeros, as you said, right at the end of the half. Great momentum to carry into the locker room.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Check 99.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we are halfway through here in the final week of the preseason. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Griffin. Wide open receiver complete. A gain of 32 that time.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And boy, they hit that one.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They go play action. Griffin. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This quarterback now just 2 of 5 since coming on, but he does have a first down here.
Big stop, let's go.
Out of the gun, Griffin. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way now.
Again to Anderson here, out of the gun. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Griffin. Complete, it's Johnson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal?
You have to get tired of seeing me. Watch it. Check, check. Check, crunch.
They'll run for it with Anderson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Anderson on 3rd and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8. On now the Miami field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They go play action here on first down. Finds the open target, Arnold. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 60 yards.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Again, it's Homer. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a third and goal.
Brings up third and goal.
The Miami defense trying to keep him out. They haven't let him in yet. Can they hold again here on third and goal?
Yes, yes. Hey! 57. Mike, 57. Bravo.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 8. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They go play action with Griffin. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. 49, guys. Mike, 49. It's ours.
Now it's Griffin. He rifles one that's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the fourth and final quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Homer. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackle made there by Nick Perry.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 29.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Now a handoff looking right. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
That's another Seahawks first down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try to run this one in. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. Well, no doubt here in the fourth quarter, this is a huge defensive series.
Hey, they can read the scoreboard. They realize if they give up a field goal here, this game might be out of reach. They understand the stakes and are playing accordingly.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal.
Here we go again.
They'll keep it on the ground. Peoples. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal.
Single receiver, single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
They'll look to throw. He can run for it, and he will. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now fourth down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up fourth down and goal.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, let a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Go. Go. Let's go. Mike 50. Mike 50. In your face.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the pressure getting to RG3. He's brought down for the sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The Dolphins on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be third and 13.
Shut. Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch. 36. 36. You go take. You got take. You got take right there. Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
Operating from the gun. Griffin. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 47.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
61, matchbox lights.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. After the interception, here's Griffin. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Now a handoff here to his running back. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Watch 7. Hey, orbit. Single slot. Hey. 80 weapon. 24. Hey, echo.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this one's incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get 1st downs and eat away at the clock.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They're going to look to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Taking it about the 16. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Here's Griffin. And he's got it complete to Anderson. Call it a pickup of 7, and it's a second down. Inside of a minute to go now. 2 timeouts left. Still in pretty good shape.
I think they're in excellent shape here if they use the timeouts judiciously and use the sideline as an additional timeout.
He's back to throw. Open man is Kroon, the tight end. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
10th carry now for Anderson. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. A gain of 13, it's a first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Now RG3. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Johnson was the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. On now the Miami field goal unit. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. On now the Miami field goal unit. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And this one is right through. And that will tie us at 24 all. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. Now that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
Now that was an excellent return to start overtime. So do they get crazy and attack the end zone and try and get the 6 points to end the game? Or do you just play it to where you kick the field goal and put the game in the hands of your defense?
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. This quarterback now 9 of 17 through the air. Looking to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Turner. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing this at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it well.
Yeah, starting to put together a nice drive. They'll look to throw here on first down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Overtime here out west, and you got a team from the Eastern time zone. Maybe their body clock's a little thrown off, or is that overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped, and I think that for most teams, you're hoping that your mind overrules your body, because your body's looking for slippers and bedtime clothes, right? They're looking for the pajamas. But in this case, you've got to stay with it mentally. And what a lot of teams do, they never change their watches. They always say on East Coast time, and just go ahead that way to try and defeat any of the effects of moving to the west.
Brings up third down and 4.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. They'll set up a throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the field.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Christian Wilkins able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. They'll run it now out of the gun. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Check hot route. Hot.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We know there's already a spotlight on this rookie quarterback, an even bigger spotlight here in overtime of this game, a costly pick.
No doubt about that, but here's the key. Game's not over. He may very well get another shot at this thing. So now he's got to go to the sideline, hope his defense picks him up, and be ready to go back out there and maybe make a similar throw, hopefully successfully the next time.
Ready?
First throw in overtime now for Griffin. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You know, some of those guys down there, if not all of them, are probably thinking it's preseason. Do we need overtime here?
Yeah, the people who need it and actually want it are guys on the fringe trying to make the team, want extra plays, get the attention of their coaches. But really, overall, no one involved in the NFL wants to play overtime in preseason.
But here we are, so seize the opportunity, I guess.
Right there, 54 Mike.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Here's Griffin. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. 6-man. Check curls.
They're going on 4th down. It's Griffin. And he's got his man on the out route. And they're going to get the first down here across the 15-yard line. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Off the play fake. Here's Griffin. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check 26, check 26.
Out of the gun, Griffin. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Griffin. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing again, Griffin. Over the middle, complete. That's Grant. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And the Dolphins first down.
Well, how about this, the very, very rare tie that we just witnessed? Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
So that's it. No double